Well, this is a very common question actually. Under tactical periodization, because this is about if I got it right, this is about the fact that we feel this need of overload, and the fact that we make this overload gives players an acquisition. I don't think it would be necessary this kind of situations such as using elastic bands, because I think this is more sometimes a matter of creativity in terms of generating exercises, because as you saw when probably Jorge talked about the morphocycle, in fact the morphocycle comprehends for example in Wednesday, if you played Sunday to Sunday, the need, absolute need, to create this kind of situations which are described with maximum tension, because even though the whole session, because it's a session under the collective point of view, which basically needs it's important you to recover, but under the point of view of fast fibers, the need to create some circumstances in which your fast fibers are exposed to a maximum stress. Sometimes you cannot have, you cannot be sure that over each one individual you give this stimulation. So if by some reason you will do it in a more analytical way, it's absolutely indispensable. Because this is a general misunderstanding that, for example, the day Wednesday, it's the day of strength, of tension, because you have small-sided games. No, it's not the strength. It's the tension, for example, the tension day, because in between those, for example, rondo situations, you create those situations in which you have maximum stress. But I don't think that situations with elastic bands give you the right transfer to the adaptability. We do much more situations that comprehends jumps, sprints, brutal changes of direction, the fact that you go below almost touching the ground, and then you have to go up and sprint. Those situations, and in that age, of course, at that age, for example, between under 14 and under 16, for example, in the number of repetitions, you have to be very careful, especially if you have this non-matured and yet late matured players. If you have so many differences in individual, of course, in the number of repetitions, you have to be careful. If you don't create these moments for maximum stress in speed, example of morphocycle on Friday, and the maximum stress on tension over the fibers, you don't have the guarantee in the game situation it will happen, and if it doesn't happen, it will not develop. In my opinion, this kind of situations of overload, of overstress, which doesn't necessarily represent hypertrophy. Of course, hypertrophy happens in a natural way during puberty, but it's for me, it's absolutely fundamental to have this Wednesday and Friday stimuli every single week, because otherwise the possibility of fast fibers to express themselves with maximum speed or strength, with maximum precision, which is very, very important in football, will not happen for sure. So I totally agree with you. If you can create a scenario in which it's a survival situation because of competition, that's what coaches do the best: creativity, to find a way to make it the most emotional in order to make it survival situation, so you can do it on your really max. Because if you do it on your really max, for sure that will generate good acquisitions for the players.
We didn't have any problems as far as injuries either. The three teams that we had, I don't know, muscle injuries, we didn't have any. We had a couple of fractures because of the, normal actions in the game, but not in 2 years. But not as far as injuries. We didn't have any problems, and the process was very successful as far as what they told me to do, because I think out of the three teams that we had, we put 7 players in the national, in the 20 team. Already 4 or 5 have been sold already because the market here is very poor and very small. To Mexico, the major league, to Europe. There's one playing in second division in Italy also. So, this is what happens. But the process was very good as far as what our objective was, in that case, the process was very successful. Thanks a lot.